What the fuck lives down there, man?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, let's go look. Welcome to YouTube, Eric. There you are. Hey, bud. All right, I'm here with my buddy Eric. We're here in Princeton. This is what, Pillar Point Harbor?
Pillar Point Harbor, yep.
Okay, Eric grew up here in a little house right over there on the water. This is just north of Half Moon Bay. Would consider it kind of Half Moon Bay, but it's its own town, right?
It's technically unincorporated San Mateo County, but for the most part, if you live here, you went to Half Moon Bay High, so it's Half Moon Bay High School.
Right. I actually got married here. That's how much I love this little area. Remember when we went to get the license, we said we were married in Princeton, whatever. They're like, yeah, there's no town called Princeton.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we got married there. Like, it's a town.
Princeton by the sea, technically.
Princeton by the sea.
Even
She had to
better.
look it up. Yeah, even better.
Harbors, you know, between Santa Cruz and San Francisco, it is the only harbor.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
you know, there's kind of a disappearing phenomenon, like as far as an active and thriving fishery with actual fishing vessels, you know, that's sort of on the decline, you know, these days, unfortunately. It's just getting harder and harder to eke out a living.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know,
There's not as much stuff to catch.
not as much stuff to catch, and the regulations are harder, and fuel is more costly, and no one wants to be a fisherman around here anymore. Because
I do. That'd be amazing.
I know, but you know.
Eric's actually a botanist, a full-on, real-deal scientist. Maybe we'll find some cool macroalgae or something.
Yeah, I also have a little bit of wildlife experience, and I've worked with fish from time to time as well.
There you go.
So hopefully we'll find some anadromous fish tonight.
Ooh, an adverse. Good fish. All right, Eric just saw a great blue heron. Oh, look at that. Oh, and there's a sea lion just passed it.
No, I think you're not going to have any turbulence here at all.
Right, here we go. I think this is as good a spot as any. The light's going. I've got it tied around this big old, I don't know, bumper, I don't know what you call that. And then there's a platform right here and nothing else holding me back. So I'm gonna try not to fall in because I don't want to go swimming. There we go. You see how bright that light is. Look at that. Hi there.
Some guy coming out.
Yeah, that's cool. You're on
That was pretty awesome. You're going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Just kidding.
Yeah, Mr. Perch is fucking on the job. Fucking,
Nice.
yeah, man.
Hashtag Mr. is on the job. That was a trip.
Totally.
All right, so I'm going between two pilings. I would guesstimate that we are 14 feet, 15 feet-ish maybe above the water. Water's not very deep here. I think it only ate up probably about 15, maybe 20 feet of rope. Eric was mentioning there's rockfish out here. We're definitely gonna see shiners because it wouldn't be a what lives down there without some shiners. With it being so shallow and there being structures, there's gonna be big macroalgae. Who knows?
Within minutes of dropping the camera, something very shiny indeed came to greet me. But for as reflective as it was in front of the dive lights, that's no shiner. While I do actually mention this common fish in episode 2 at the Pacifica Pier, surprisingly, this is the first time on What Lives Down There that I've caught this species on camera.
Yeah, I was thinking of it'd be kind of cool to get a shot from down on the fuel dock.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take a quick look.
Dude, that was such a trip with the group.
I know, that was crazy.
Pretty funny. So as we drop the camera, this big old canoe just comes right out from underneath this dock, like within 3 feet of the where I was dropping the camera with the big bright lights on and everything, and it was a trip. While many anglers would consider this a junk fish, others know it as royalty in these parts. Are you familiar with this fish? If so, let me know in the comments what you like to call it.
So when I was a small child, this had to have been in the late 70s, there was a big hubbub in town that one of the fishermen had caught a whale shark. And the news fans came down here, and I was, on my dad's shoulders, a little tiny kid. Right here, they had the whale shark up, hanging by its tail.
What?
It was like, it seemed pretty big. Maybe it was 20, 30 feet, It was like a big, giant creature. And I think I was actually on the news. That was my first media appearance.
Really?
So here we are tonight recreating it.
Nice. While it may not be a whale shark, this is a kingfish. At least that is what it's known as by most on the Northern California coast. It's actually a white croaker. Unless you're a Central California angler, then it's nothing more than a roncador. If Southern California is where you fish, you may call it a tomcod if you wish, but maybe you prefer calling them a Tommy croaker, or a brown bait, a cognate, or even a sewer trout. We're gonna walk down here to this little fueling station, see if we can't get down to it or near it. Eric just pointed out that that's actually a giant ice machine, because you got to have so much ice for all these fishing boats to come in to keep their catch on, keep them fresh.
There's like a beam down there.
All right, Eric's braving this sketchy ladder down towards the water. Whoa, it just like goes to nothing. It just goes straight down. If you live in Los Angeles, you may call it a Pasadena trout. Unless you live in Pasadena, then it's a Glendale trout, without a doubt. Those local to Orange County call it a Santa Ana corbina. Further south of the border, it's just a corvinetta. Or maybe you know this peculiar fish as a silver bass, a little bass. How about a butter bass on your dish? Tommy and Brownie is certainly a funny moniker, but no more so than a cognard or a golden gobbler.
Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills, Nash.
Talking about Neil Young.
Used to have his boat down here.
Yep. But we're down on this rad platform. So Eric, all these red and green boxes behind me, just for
Ice
catching
and fish.
ice and fish.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After about 10 minutes or more of kingfish investigating their brightly illuminated environment, they moved on completely and were replaced by this curious school of shiners that emerged from the darkness. Like an old familiar face in a strange and otherworldly place, our trusty friend, the shiner surf perch, is as seemingly omnipresent as ever.
What lives down there? Lots of shiners.
We saw lots of shiners darting past in the turbulent darkness deep under Pacifica Pier in episode 2, appropriately called Shiner City. But that was long before I was using lights or modern high-definition cameras. Here, lit up in all their glory, we can appreciate the beauty of what most anglers just consider to be bait. Look at those lovely reflective green stripes, or how the fish bounce about almost playfully. Shiners will always bring a smile to my face when they appear in front of my camera. All right, so we've moved to a different location, scouting it out. Unfortunately, you can't really go down the walkways into the harbor beyond this main road unless you own a vessel. So we're gonna respect that. There's no gates like a lot of harbors will have, but still, you know, I like to play by the rules, man.
Gotta play by the rules.
Gotta play by the rules. I have a great location right here. I think I can hit it with the rope. Oh no, man.
Good, but thank you. I got a question for you.
Yeah, black beautiful boat. That's my boat. Actually, it's not my boat until my captain knows. I was trying to gauge how cool you guys are.
We're pretty cool.
We're pretty cool.
We're moderately cool. You want to be in a YouTube video?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
okay.
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
you do?
Yes, I do. How's my hat look?
Let's see.
What you guys are trying to film, because we could go off the back of our boat, or we could go off the docks over here.
We just did the docks over there.
Yeah, so we dropped it out
mixing it
there.
up.
What are you expecting to see off the back of the boat?
That's kind of the that's
you
the
just want
magic
to look
of
at
the
the
show.
prop and see.
We just want to see what's swimming around.
Alright,
So
man.
YouTube channel is called What Lives Down There.
What lives down there?
Yes.
So you just go down into the depths of like
We just fish it
scary
out.
spaces.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
What the fuck lives down there, man?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, let's go look.
You want to go find out?
Yes, that's
Alright,
the
fine,
that's the
yeah,
entire
okay.
gist of it right there.
All right, I get that. You need to get on one of these boats that are going out fishing tomorrow morning.
We don't want to get shanghaied.
That's right, dude. I don't want to be fishing
we're
for
like,
no
wake
month.
up on the boat. We're like, where are we? We're out like by the ferry.
Do you have to? Can you bring a 5-gallon bucket of equipment on a boat that like wanted to go fishing tomorrow, and you could go do like drop?
If I, didn't have a corporate 9-to-5 job during the day and
So you
two little girls to take care of.
Fix this all tonight.
Yeah, this is just something I do on the side.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
what is it that you are looking for?
Anything. That's the magic. It's
Yeah,
the,
well,
the
the
discovery.
magic doesn't happen here in the harbor. You must understand that. Like, this is the weakest of the magic. If you're even talking about the magic, this is
Right.
just a bunch of boats docked up, right? But I'm saying, like, that shit is where you need to be if you're trying to look for like some depth.
Right. No.
Shit, like you go out with a boat and take 20 minutes to go out, or
Just to mix
nothing's
it up.
happening down
So
there.
part of the fun is just to have something a different setting on the camera that will
okay.
just like get a different perspective.
I agree.
Guys are in the wrong place, man. And I think you guys are really like looking for some shit that's not very available to you. And honestly, I don't want you on my boat.
Okay, cool.
I love you guys with the most respect, but I think
good.
this is just
you
not up
mind-
my alley of like things I want to like offer some
Yeah.
shit, because it's A, not my boat, B, it's not that interesting, and I don't know what the fuck you'd be filming.
All
But
right.
you should go scuba diving over there, or get
Yeah.
a boat and go out on the fucking past the breakwater, and then take your equipment with you. But I love y'all, and my name is Brian.
Hi, Brian. Oh. Deckhand Brian so graciously showed us the way down here. It was pretty funny. We got close to getting a boat tonight.
I could have flexed some local muscle on him and dropped some names and we'd have got full permission, but I figured best not. We best stick to the game plan.
I don't imagine it's very deep right here, and I do think that Brian's probably right in that there's not going to be a whole lot to see, but that's kind of the whole point of the show. We're exploring places that people would normally not expect to explore. Deep here, man. Oh, there you go. There's the bottom. I don't know how clear it is. I think it was maybe a little even clearer out there, but there's fish popping off right there. There's hella fish popping off right there. I'm gonna let this sit here for a minute.
Whoa, halibut.
That was hanging there this whole time. That is a old dead halibut just floating.
Salty stuff right here, man.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
All right.
I'll take it.
amazing time. It's great to be outside, away from the computer, away from the daily grind of pandemic, homeschooling, and working from home. Being out here around some salt water and some old boats. So it looks like we got some sponges, definitely some macro, but I'm going to be able to look at all that footage and try to look some of it.
What you're seeing here are collectively known as fouling organisms. To quote corrosionpedia.com, a fouling organism is an animal or plant species that exists in water and attaches to the surface of a material immersed in that water.
If this simple little ladder has this much life encrusted on it, everything in here is going to, like a little artificial reef. And wherever there's life like this, you're going to get other fish and stuff swimming around.
Most of the bright orange and white material are different species of sponges, also known as sea squirts, an invertebrate animal that filter feeds in nutrient-rich waters.
Every piece of pipe in the water is just covered in sponges and macro.
Much of this organic matter is also made up of a very strange life form known as bryozoa. Both sponges and bryozoa are colonial animals, not plants, meaning that many smaller individual animals sort of clump together and form one large living mass colony.
This footage is going to be so cool. Yeah. Good 10 minutes of filming sponges. All right, we're wrapping it up. Pillar Point Harbor, Princeton by the Sea. That was pretty awesome. Don't know what we saw on most of the camera drops. We had a bunch of interesting local encounters, but then we discovered all that amazing encrusting mackerel life. Yeah, I'm gonna come back here for sure. This is gonna be a hot spot for me.
Maybe the tide pools, maybe the breakwater.
Yep. Till then, later.
It's awesome, man. You've got to experience by far one of the most salty Princeton nights I've seen in a long time.
It feels like it, man.
Totally, dude.
We've
Yeah, no, it's
a lot of characters down here right now.